Well, devastated, but Kylie is reported to be quitting the UK and moving back to Australia. But there are reports today that she will be moving back to her home country without her boyfriend. So what do we think? I mean, can a relationship survive a long distance, or is it the beginning of the end? Is it inevitable when there's that much of a distance, Brenda? Or would you hold out for love and make it work?
I think it's really sad when relationships are defined by logistics and where you are. and that's coming from somebody who's... I've been on tour since June. I don't finish till April next year. So you could say it's hard for me to have a relationship. I can't even start one, let alone maintain one right now. But I think that it's, you know, if you want this to work, you can make it work. And as long as you establish what the ground rules are from the off and make an effort to see that person, then I think that it can work.
Yes,
I like to believe in that.
Australia is like 24 hours on a plane away if you can get on one these days. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you can make an effort and time to see them.
There's such a thing as computer love, you know. Have you not heard that? I don't mean like the physical. I mean, there's whatever.
Well,
I'm just saying,
there's communication.
Yeah, everybody's been getting their relationships going via Zoom and all these different computer technology.
They shouldn't. It's not right.
It's not right, but it'll make the get together.
Why not? It wouldn't work for you then,
Imagine
Carol.
when you haven't seen somebody. I think I'm just defined... I think my whole life is defining me by, OK, I might not see you. I quite like that fact of, you know, you might see that person 3 times a week. I don't necessarily want to see somebody...
So equally, you need someone that can accommodate that, though,
well,
because if it was someone that wanted to see you every single day...
Nobody wants to see me every single day. They don't want to. They're lying. They don't want to see me every single... I don't want to see you.
Somebody out there.
No.
You might...
No, but I think it's just nice because you have your space, I have my space.
Yeah.
Then we get together, have an amazing, wonderful time, and then you miss that person even more. It's the part that...
Well, it depends, though, doesn't it? Not everybody's absence makes the heart grow fonder. Some people might be the opposite. But, you know, when you think if you're moving away, you've got to think about whether or not you want to be with that person. When I met Mark 13 years ago, I was about to move to Paris. I had it all set up. I was going to go. I was still going to come back for work, but I had a flat and everything. And I just thought, no, I'm going to give this a go. And I cancelled it all. And I thought, Paris will always be there. He won't. And I need to make the most of this because I thought he'd be off in a couple of weeks. But he wasn't. 13 years later, yeah, exactly.
Again, that was a big decision for love.
Yeah.
Because that could have been a whole new start to life for you in Paris, couldn't it?
Well, it would have been. I've been planning it
with him.
Yeah, I know. I had to let it go because it wasn't possible for him to move as well. So, you know, and I'm glad I did. I took that chance.
But equally so now, Carol, if he were to say to you, I have to move to New York for a job, would you go with him now, then?
Oh, I don't want to go to New York. No.
Well, that was an example, but just an example.
Well,
somewhere that you maybe would want to go to. Let's use that as a place. Probably I would. Yeah, just because distance is difficult.
Exactly,
for you.
and also I think that some women, if they just met someone like I had, they might say to themselves, well, you know, I'm not going to let a bloke stop me from doing what I was planning to do, but I just decided to take the chance, and I did. But yes, of course I would, if it was a place that I wanted to be. I mean, if it was somewhere I definitely didn't want to be, I would have to say to him, no, you're not going.
I think it depends on the person, though, and your needs, doesn't it? I think that I don't think I could do it. I think if Wayne said to me tomorrow, oh, I'm moving to Australia, I'd be like, well, that's not going to work, is it? You know, that's the other side of the world.
Why?
Yeah, why? What did I do? We're back there again. Therapist.
Well, you go with him, right?
Well, I would like to think so, but also I think it's just circumstance, isn't it? Like when I met Wayne, he was, you know, playing football. They move around a lot, and I was still working low, so I couldn't have moved. I remember having that conversation where I was like, I can't physically move to where you are because I'm working. And at that time, we weren't married and we didn't have kids, so I wasn't ready to just give up everything I'd worked for at that time. But then equally, now that we are married and we have kids, I don't think I could live a separate life to him because I've seen it so many times where people do that, and then when their life comes back together again, it almost doesn't work because you've got so used to living you're separate. I think it's different if you only see each other a certain amount of days a week and then you have the odd spells where you're apart for 6 weeks or whatever. But I think big chunks apart can often make you grow apart rather than together.
Yes. Very well put, Frank. I agreed with everything you said there.
Some days I have good points.